Alright, we got them all cleaned up, and now it's time to get them primed. So we're gonna take this in stages. We'll get the back part of each one, or the upper part of each one, done first. And gotta find something to put it on real quick. Or hold it in. I want it to dry, and I would like to get a little bit more done to it before calling it quits on this one. And let's get moving on to the next one now, and the one following that. Notice I'm not doing what I did with the first one. I am actually being a bit smarter here and only doing a portion of it. We'll get the other side once this is dried properly. And we'll just call that it for now. Alright, got them all dried from that first go. Now let's just finish this one up that we had done before and continue these up a little bit. Just get the lower half of the front side of the leg done with, and then we will let it rest again for a little bit, let that dry up, and then we'll be set to get things going again. And time to flip them over and get working on the other side. So here we go, get one portion of it covered, neaten up the underside there, and here we go. At this point I've basically given up on keeping the little tray thing there clean. It is what it is. Get this next one started. And we will be close to being done with the priming, or JoRaSeing, as the case may be. All right. Time to clean things up. So I've got them all nearly ready. Just finish up this last little bit here, touching this one up. And a little bit of work here on each of these. Get the inner top all primed with JoRaSe and touch up any spots that look a bit like you can see the orange through really well. We want to get a nice solid white coat of primer. That way, when we go to the next stage, we're working with a solid colored canvas, if you will. Just get this final one here done, and we will be ready to move on again. And I believe that does it. So just probably another session of this once this one dries, and we'll be good to go. So I decided to save everyone from having to sit through all of the gesso steps. It took me about, I'll say, 2 to 3 days getting it all primed up. So that would have been another hour of video content if I had left that in. Figured you all would appreciate not having to sit through that. And with that, enjoy the rest. Alright, so here we have our leg we're going to start with. This is going to be the Twilight Sparkle leg. So we've got our little bit of purple there, and going to need to lighten it up a little bit with some white, I believe. So we'll put a little bit there and we'll mix them. Speaking of, here we go, mixing the paints. And that looks about right. So we'll just go ahead and get this first coat put on here. Mix in a little bit more because we're running out. And clean the brush a little bit. Don't want to have too much of the unmixed paint in the brush. That's looking pretty nice. Clean the brush again. And that one can go to the side there. And now for the next one, this is going to be Fluttershy's. So that's a light yellow. So we'll start with some base yellow and add some white. And time to get mixing again. Needs to be a cream yellow. That looks okay. Just get this like we did the other one. And clean the brush out and set that aside as well. And time to get another one ready. This one is going to be the orange leg for Applejack. So get some orange paint put down and then a little bit of, you guessed it, white. Because I feel it's going to be a bit too orange if we don't mix in some white. And I feel I was right on that assumption. That looks just the color we want. And once again, we will set it aside and get set up for the next leg. This one being Rainbow Dash. And she is cyan, so we have to mix blue and white to get something close. I also need to get clean water for cleaning the brush with. So here we go, let's get this mixed in, and we probably need more white. Yep. That's getting there. I think we can use that. Yeah, that looks okay. Get this one done as much as we've done the others. So there's that. And they look kind of rough right now, but that's because we need to give them a couple of more coats all around. Time for the pink leg for Pinkie Pie. And that pink almost looks right, but I don't trust it. So we're going to mix in a bit of white, as we've done with everything else. And needed cleaner water again. We want a bubblegum like pink, and I think we've got it. Yeah, that looks good. That looks like the color pink we're after for this one. And just touch up around the sides like that. All right, one left. And this one's going to be the doozy of them all. It is Rarity. She is an off-white gray. So, using just a touch of gray and a whole lot of white, and that's not enough. We're going to be adding more. So, and I just keep putting a little bit at a time because I don't want to take it too far. Okay, I think we're almost there. Actually, that might be it. I feel it is. It's looking... added a little bit of gray helps. Alright, so that is that. Let these dry, and then we'll come back and hit them again. Just need to get them all put up where they're not going to get disturbed while they dry. Time for another little pause in the video. This time we're skipping through several coats on each of the pony legs, and you're going to see that I kind of messed up on rarities by adding a bit too much gray. So yeah, that was a thing. Not too happy about that, but we're going to keep working with that leg just because. Alright, so time to get back to it. And we're back at it once again. Time to finish up the lower part of each of the legs. Let's get this one done first. Got the paint mixed up. And we're just going to put it on there. And I know it looks off, but keep in mind the other side, the rest of it has had about 2 or 3 coats, so it will look darker. Just got to make sure everything's covered there. And now for Applejack, and we're going to use the same card this time. And should be able to mix in some of the other white there that wasn't used before. I think that will work. Let's clean the brush so I am sure I'm not mixing in any unmixed paint on the leg there. And you can really see the difference between one coat and multiple here. So next up, let's do Fluttershy. Again, using the same plate there. And let's mix it up. Get ourselves a cream yellow. And I'm not too worried about it this time. Just because I can see it's the cream color it's supposed to be. All right. Let's clean the water out. And get a new plate. And a new rag in case it's needed. All right. Time to get some pink put down and some mixing white. And get it mixed together here. And here we go. This is the one color that it almost looks perfect with one coat. But I am going to put more than one coat on it just to be on the safe side. Time for some more blue, so we're gonna work with the white we didn't use earlier. And here we go. It looks a little bit darker than I would like, but we'll see if we can't adjust that later. I may be able to give it a little lighter color effect, but we need everything to dry. So there's that one. And now for the gray one that, as you can see, looks way grayer than it should. I tried. It went on really light, but as it dried, it just got darker. So that's something to keep in mind for later on. If I try this again. Time to get back at it once again. We're going to be seeing if we can't alter some of the colors just a little bit, because as they've dried, they've gotten a little bit darker than I wanted. So this is the final, also the final coat on some of these, which also includes the backs as well, I think. But we'll just focus on one thing at a time. Right now that is touching up the Pinkie Pie leg. Get the paint mixed up and then the leg over here into frame. There we go. That ought to do that one. Next up will be Applejack. So let's get our paint mixed up. And I think that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Just get it put on here. There we go. Next up, clean the brush, and we're doing Fluttershy's leg, so we need yellow and some white. And let's go ahead and clean the water out. I want a creamy yellow, so that looks pretty good. Just get everything touched up there, and then we will be on to the next leg. Which will be Rainbow Dash. And I think we have enough white there, but we'll add a bit more just to be on the safe side. We're not pulling in any yellow. All right, just touch that up. And this looks like a bit better blue. So I'm going to go ahead and recoat some of it, and we'll see if it works out. I think it will. I think it'll look a lot better this way. Try to get everything in one pass, but we'll see. And that brings up the last leg. And I feel bad for botching it as bad as I have. It's a much darker gray than it should be. But such is the case. And I may have gotten this mix of a gray paint a little bit lighter, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I did on the blue leg as well. See if it'll work out here as well. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. All right, I think that's going to do it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's just get these put down to their respective box. And we can take our bottom of the deck box and load in our two deck identification pony legs. So there's my friend's deck. And mine, I've got Rainbow Dash, and Twilight Sparkle. And yes, I know that's the Tempest Shadow character. I haven't got a Twilight Sparkle starter yet. Eventually. And here are my two identification legs, Rainbow Dash, Twilight. In they go. And there we go. Now I'll be ready for whenever my friend and I want to play. Alright everyone, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, feel free to give me a like and maybe subscribe. And if you want to go a little bit further and you want to see your name in lights in the credits here, feel free to go to my Patreon and contribute. Till next time, everyone.